Thereupon that man who spoke on different subject matters with thousands of meaning, who fought on the thousands of the battlefield, who protected thousands of men, stopped speaking, and being completely free from all bondage, withdrew his mind from everything else and fixed his wide open eyes upon the original personality of God, Shri Krishna, who stood before him four-handed, dressed in yellow garment that glittered and shined. So Prabhupada is saying which is very important because the subject matter which attracts a dying man becomes the beginning of his next life. So very attracted to the point of death. So Bhishma Deva is very careful now to focus his mind on the Lord. Because whatever your absorption at the point of death, Krishna is very kind to give you a body to facilitate that kind of desires. One should meditate upon the Supreme Person as one who knows everything, as who is the oldest, who is the controller, who is smaller than the smallest, who is the mental everything, who is beyond all mental conception. This is from Bhagavad Gita. With inconceivable, always the person is luminous like the sun, being transcendent is beyond this mental nature. Bhishma Deva Prabhupada says, attained the perfection of quitting his body at will and was fortunate to have Lord Krishna, the object of attention, personally present at the time of death. It's a great fortune of Bhishma that the Lord is standing personally in front of him. He wanted to see Sri Krishna for a long time out of his spontaneous love for him. Actually, Prabhupada says that he's such a great personality. He wants to see Krishna because he's feeling he may not see Krishna after this. Actually, he is such a great person, guaranteed that in Vaikuntha Loka with the Lord all the time, but still, out of humility, he's feeling, maybe I am not able to see the Lord again. So he is holding his eyes on the last. So Prabhupada says there is no need for devotee to learn any tricks. Simple bhakti is enough to bring about perfection. So the ardent desire of Bhishma was to see person of Lord Krishna, the most lovable object, and by the grace of the Lord, Sri Bhishma Deva had this opportunity at the last stage of his breathing. Have the Lord in front of you personally. You have to remember the Lord, Ante Narayana Smritihi, and here the Lord is standing in front of you. His life became so easy. You are giving an exam and a Nobel laureate is sitting next to you. Okay, I'll help you. It's easy now. The paper is very easy. Left hand, so you can solve. He knows everything. Similarly, you want to remember the Lord, the time of death, Lord is in front of you. Very easy. है ना? तो बहुत easy हो गया. But he deserved that. Krishna is not partial. He deserved that. By pure meditation, looking at Lord Shri Krishna, he at once was freed from all material inauspicious, that was relieved of all bodily pains caused by the arrow wounds. Thus all the external activities of the senses at once stopped, and he prayed transcendent to the control of all the living beings while quitting his material body. The material body proposes the gift of the material energy called illusion. Identification material body is due to forgetfulness of our eternal relationship with the Lord. Lord Krishna is like the sun, and the illusory external energy is like the darkness. Thus he provided all facilities to fulfill the transcendent desire of his great devotee, Shri Bhishma Deva. His prayer started, Shri Bhishma Vacha. Bhishma said, let me now invest my thinking, feeling, willing, which is so long engaged in different subjects and occupation duties, in all-powerful Lord Shri Krishna. He is always self-satisfied, but sometimes being the leader of devotee, he enjoys transcendental pleasure by descending to the material world, although from him only the material world is created. He creates this world, he is totally satisfied, but just for his pleasure sometimes he comes down to the material world. Krishna comes, every activity of Krishna is therefore called a Leela. He does out of pleasure. When he was killing demons also, Krishna was laughing. They never like that. It's only Leela, only pleasure. Kevala Ananda Kanda, only happiness. So for devotees also who become self-realized, who become realized of the Krishna's glories, it is only fun. Vishram Purna Sukhayata, this word also becomes Vaikuntha for him. Every situation he knows is arranged by the Lord. He is in harmony with the purpose of creation, so he is very happy, always ecstatic. He wanted to invest all powers of thinking, feeling, and willing entirely in Supreme Being, the Lord Krishna. Unless one is purified from all sorts of material desire, the Lord does not become one's leader. Unless the heart is pure, Krishna doesn't lead us. Because then you have something else to lead. Maya will lead you. You're desiring big enjoyment. What is Krishna to lead you to that? Maya will take care of it. For an ordinary man who wants to lord it over material nature, the Lord not only sanctions but becomes a witness of activities, but he never gives a non-devotee instruction for going back to Godhead. Instruction how to go to Krishna's lotus feet, Krishna does not reveal when we are not interested. What's the point? Lord is silent in their case. He's just watching, silent, nothing to speak, nonsense he's doing. But when the devotee wants to go back to the lotus feet of Krishna, Krishna guides him. Yesham satati yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam tadami buddhi yogam tam yena mamupayantite. Krishna gives a knowledge by which we can reach, but provided that we are constantly chanting his holy name. The Lord also desires association of his pure devotees, and for them only the Lord descends on the earth and enlivens them. So Krishna also enjoys company of his pure devotees. For that only he comes to the material world. Killing demons is not the business of the Lord. That can be done in so many other ways. Shri Krishna, the intimate friend of Arjuna, has appeared on earth in his transcendental body, which resembles the bluish color of the tamala tree. He remembering Arjuna as Krishna as Arjuna, Vijaya Sakhe. That is how to remember the Lord, always connected to the devotees. Krishna is very happy in that way. He appeared on earth and his transcendent body resembles the bluish color of the tamala tree. His body attracts everyone in the three planetary system. Krishna is so beautiful, so beautiful. In the whole three worlds, Swarga, earth and below, Patala, everywhere, Krishna's body is so attractive, unimaginable. May his glittering yellow dress and his lotus face, covered with the paintings of sandal pearl, be the object of my attraction. May I not desire fruitive activity. Let me not desire some sense gratification. Let my only desire be to enjoy the beautiful form, absorb myself in the beautiful form of the Lord. The attractive features of his transcendental body are desired in all the three worlds, namely upper, middle, and lower planetary system. Nowhere in the universe are such beautiful bodily features as those of the Lord Krishna. Prabhupada said it should be carefully observed how the great general is transcendently related to the Lord. On the battlefield, when Lord Shri Krishna attended Arjuna out of friendship, the flowing hair of the Lord Krishna turned ashen due to the dust raised by the hoofs of the horses. And because of his labor, beads of sweat wetted his face. All these decorations, intensified with the wounds dealt by my sharp arrows, were enjoyed by him. Let my mind thus go into Shri Krishna. He's saying, let my mind be absorbed in the beautiful face of Krishna. The battlefield, the dust was on his hair of the battle, and there was sweat on his face because of the labor of being Sarthi, taking the chariot, So that beautiful form, let it do my meditation. He's praying. Spirit is there. Okay. In fact, Krishna showed an illusion there, as if there are wounds on his body. There can be no soul cannot be cut, and Krishna's body is only made of full spirit. It was the Brahma created by the Lord. Kamsa wanted to kill Krishna, Ravana wanted to kill Rama, because foolish they thought, unaware of the fact the Lord cannot be killed at all. We cannot kill the Lord. Bhishma appreciated the all-merciful attitude of the Lord because he did not leave Arjuna alone, although he was disturbed by the sharpened arrows of Bhishma Deva. He never left Arjuna. That is his power. Nor was he reluctant to come before Bhishma's deathbed, even though he was ill-treated by him on the battlefield. He's saying, you are so kind, my Lord. I was actually harming you all throughout the battle, but you still come to my deathbed. Bhishma's repentance and the Lord's merciful attitude are both unique in this picture. Again, intensified as the wounds dealt by my sharp arrows. So Krishna cannot have wounds in his body. His body is spiritual. That is the Brahma. That is Brahma. But enjoyed by him, let my mind. In fact, Arjuna, Bhishma and Krishna, the bhava is shaurya, of fighting. They enjoy fighting. Bhishma gives pleasure to Krishna by fighting, by chivalry. And therefore he was put on the opposite side by Krishna. And Krishna was enjoying his arrows as the devotee throw flowers at him. That was like shaurya. This is confidential. The Lord enjoyed the wounds created by great devotee Bhishma because Bhishma, the devotee in the chivalrous rasa, he fixed up his mind on Krishna in that wounded condition. In obedience to the command of his friend Lord Shri Krishna entered the arena of the battlefield of Kurukshetra between the soldiers of Arjuna and Duryodhana. And while they were, he shortened the lives of the opposite party by his merciful glance. This was done simply by looking at the enemy, let my mind be fixed upon that Krishna. So Krishna, just by glancing, see, everybody is at different time. Laws of karma means you have 20 years in your body, somebody has 30 years. So people came on the battlefield, different times were there. Not everybody may have to die within 18 days. But Krishna can change that. Just by glancing, you change. Karma nirdati kintu ja bhakti bhajam. Karma is not eternal, can be changed. When you chant Hare Krishna, karma is destroyed. Alright? So Krishna just by looking, okay, within 18 days your death, he changed the karma of everybody. That is power of Krishna. Only out of pure transcendental love between Lord and devotee, Bhishma was quite aware of the fact he therefore addressed the Lord as a friend of Arjuna. So Krishna is very by executing the order of the devotee, the Lord becomes pleased as a father is pleased to carry out the order of his small child. A small child sometimes sits on the back of the father, and father becomes a horse for him. Move, and he moves, and he enjoys. So Krishna becomes very pleased to obey the order of his devotee in the same way. That Prabhupada says, no, there was a famous case of, I think, Winston Churchill or somebody. The prime minister, big prime minister of a country, and when the messenger went with the urgent message, that very urgent, something he has to attend to, he said, no, he's busy inside. Busy? What is busy for? There is urgent work. He has to be informed of something. So he was not responding. Then he peeped through the window. He has become a horse, and the grandchild was sitting on his back. Move! And he was being a horse for the grandchild. The Prabhupada talks about the famous incident. So therefore, same way, the Lord also enjoys being ordered by the devotee. Factually, he was merciful to the opposite party because they would not be attained salvation by dying at home in the ordinary course of life. All they got moksha. They went to the spiritual world. Bhishma said they all went to the spiritual world because they saw the beauty of Krishna. Every day for 18 days, whole morning to evening, they had a darshan of Krishna. Ante Narayana Smriti was to some extent true for them also. They also saw the Lord at the time of death, like Bhishma is seeing. But Bhishma especially could offer prayers, and Krishna came out of so much love. So they were at home, they would have died, they would not benefited so much, but they're dying on the battlefield, they're benefiting. So therefore Prabhupada defined ahimsa in a different way. Because ahimsa doesn't mean give harm. Ahimsa means to help somebody in spiritual growth. And by Arjuna, by killing people on the battlefield, help them in the spiritual growth. Therefore, Arjuna practiced ahimsa by killing them. Apparently, it was for the victory of Arjuna as the intimate friend, but practically it was a good for Arjuna's enemies. Everybody was benefited. Whoever understands this also gets salvation from the quitting the metal body. The Lord does no wrong in any circumstance because it's all absolute, all good at all times. When Arjuna was seemingly polluted by ignorance upon observing the soldiers and commanders before him on the battlefield, the Lord eradicated his ignorance by delivering transcendent knowledge. May his lotus feet always remain object of my attention. So Prabhupada says everybody was on the battlefield, not like today. Today the kings and all are sitting at home and poor soldiers die on the battlefield. Out of whims and pride of the so-called nationalist feeling, they conduct wars today. But innocent people, soldiers die on the ground. Prabhupada said they would not stay at home while poor soldiers, mercenaries were fighting face to face. This was not in the Vedic time. This is actually very discouraging for a soldier. The real commander sits at home having bread and jam, and you have to fight. Not encouraging for a soldier at all. Prabhupada says, one not sleeping. Even Drona, Bhishma, Arjuna, nobody was sleeping, all on the battlefield. But actual participants in the fighting, which was selected to be executed place away from the civilized, civil residential quarters. Difference between today's fight and that fight. This means that the innocent citizens are immune from the effects of fighting between rival royal parties. Rather than all they had to do was pay 1/4 of their profit only. Profit, if you have profit as a tax. Whether there is Arjuna or Duryodhana, that they were not bothered, in one sense. Renunciation of worldly things are natural for him, thus he decided not to fight for worldly possession, that is Arjuna. He says, oh, as a great devotee, he is not interested in fighting. Therefore, Krishna instructed him. Atma Vidya, transcendent knowledge of himself, are primarily spoken by the Lord for the benefit of all concerned in all parts of the universe. Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna is pleased and the devotees are glorified. Fulfilling my vow and sacrifice his own promise, he got down from the chariot, took up its wheel and ran towards me hurriedly, just as the lion goes to kill an elephant. He even dropped his outer garment on the way. That's happened in the battlefield. And Krishna was rushing down. In fact, there's a very famous incident.
The page is not moving. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, the page is not moving.
No, it is. It is moving.
It is moving, no? Yeah. I have not said to share with PowerPoint, and then because they are enemies. This is, Apple and Windows are enemies. So they will not support each other ever. But I put the full screen, so you should take the full screen. Fulfilling my vow and sacrifice his own promise is a very interesting incident. Duryodhana went to Bhishma. He said, "You're not fighting to your capacity because Pandavas are still not dead. All the five are there." So Bhishma got hurt. He said, "You challenge my Kshatriya integrity that I'm not fighting." Actually, he was doing his duty perfectly. So you have a doubt on that. Tomorrow, Pandavas are dead. He made 5 arrows for each Pandava. Tomorrow they're dead. Bhishma took a vow. Only way it can be stopped if God stops it. That is Krishna. He is there. Bhishma always knew God is there. Krishna is God. If he stops it, it will be stopped. Otherwise, they are dead tomorrow. And the night only, Krishna knows what has happened. So first thing he does, first trick he does, he says, "Arjuna, do you remember?" He says, "What?" "Once you saved Duryodhana from the Gandharvas who had arrested him. You saved him. At that time, Duryodhana had told you, I give you a boon, ask. And you told him you will ask later. Do you remember that?" Krishna knows everything. "Yes, how do you know?" He said, "I'm God, I know everything, don't worry." "But do you remember that?" "Yeah, it happened, I know." Go to Duryodhana now." "What?" "Go to his camp now." Shishi Radha Govinda ki. Yeah. I told the woe that was taken by Bhishma. He said, "Already he has made the vows. Tomorrow you all are dead. Get those arrows." So he asked Duryodhana for the 5 arrows. "How can I ask?" "Go and ask if you want to survive tomorrow." Okay. So he went. He went to Duryodhana. Duryodhana, as usual, they used to receive after the war in a very friendly attitude. That is the custom. He said, "Yes, Arjuna, what do you want? You want the kingdom?" He said, "No, you remember you gave me a boon that I can ask you anything I want." He said, "Yes, so you want the kingdom?" He said, No, that I'll fight on something else." "What?" Because Duryodhana was very worried, his arrows may get lost. So he told Bhishma, "Give me the arrows, in the morning before the battle I'll give you." So he had secured them. Something may happen now because victory is all these 5 arrows, the wins the war. So he took the arrows from Bhishma and he was kept with him. And then in the night, Arjuna lands it because Krishna was on everything. He asks Duryodhana, "So, the 5 arrows Bhishma has made. You have them, I heard." He said, "Yes, I have. I want them." So Duryodhana kept his word and gave the 5 arrows. The next day morning, before starting the war, Bhishma said, "Okay, those 5 arrows, where are they?" He said, "That Arjuna came and asked." He understood. Because how can Arjuna know? Krishna being Paramatma knows everything. See, in battlefield, Krishna proved he knows everything what's happening. This is one more instance. One more, Duryodhana was going naked to his mother. Krishna came there. He knows what's happening everywhere. Mata smriti jnanam apohanam cha. Then what happens now? Now Bhishma says, "Anyway, those special arrows I made, doesn't matter. With my other weapons only, I can smash Arjuna today." He started fighting, and Arjuna could not handle him. His chariot was smashed almost, and he was about to be killed by Bhishma. And that is the time now Bhishma has taken an oath. What is the oath? That unless Krishna interferes, I'm going to kill Arjuna. Another side is Krishna's oath. What is Krishna's oath? I not lift weapon. Krishna decided to break his oath. So then what happens? People will say, "It's a jhoota hai." Krishna doesn't care. Prabhupada said Krishna wants to be known as Bhakta Vatsala, as the protector of his devotees, the so-called moralists of this world. Krishna doesn't care. He broke the oath. Similarly, Vasudeva also took an oath, "I will give my children to Kamsa." And Vasudeva was known to be very true to his oath. Therefore, Kamsa had faith in him. When he said, "Every child I delivered to you," Kamsa believed him. But Vasudeva also cheated Kamsa because 8th child didn't give it to him. He cheated him. He told a lie. He gave to exchange with a girl from Yashoda. So we know Krishna and his devotees sometimes break oaths. Krishna. Lord Rama is different. Dasharatha had given promise to Kaikai, but he kept the promise. Had it been Vasudha, would have cheated her. Cheated him. You know? Because here, more advanced devotees sometimes cheat for the Lord. And Lord also kept his promise. Suppose somebody would have told Krishna, "You brought 16,100 girls from the house of uh, Bhaumasura. What is all this?" So Krishna would take a Sudarshan and cut his head. Nonsense, get lost. But Lord Rama told Mother Sita, Maryada Purushottam, that it is true. It's not good that people find fault with us. How can I rule if people find fault with me? So please, you have to go away. But he didn't, Lord Krishna would not care for that. So they are both Leelas are a little different. But Lord Krishna plays a role of the Lord fully, but Lord Rama plays a role of Maryada Purushottam. Krishna doesn't behave like a truthful man of the world. Krishna behaves as the Lord all the time. He doesn't care for, you know, any social rules and regulations. As a lion goes to kill an elephant, even dropped his outer. So Krishna decided to break the so-called law of this world to keep his word, and he ran. And Bhishma is saying when he was running, his chadar, outer garment also fell away. And Krishna was with full intensity and anger rushing towards me. This is the beautiful scene. You can see his outer garment is falling away. And Arjuna is trying to hold him. My lord, don't go. I'll fight. I'll fight. Actually, Arjuna was also a very great warrior. He is not ordinary. He is associated to the Lord. But because of respect for his grandfather Bhishma, he was not exercising his full power. There was problem there also. So Krishna did that, and Arjuna then promised, okay, I'll fight to my more power. Still, he did not exert his full power. Arjuna's power is immense. Out of respect for Bhishma Durana, he was not taking out his full power. Out of respect. How can he show that anger and throw those kind of weapons at them? You look at Bhishma, he's a pure devotee. He knew Krishna is my Lord. The moment Krishna rushed towards him, he threw the weapon. My Lord, you want to kill me? I am ready to die at your hand. It's a very nice scene. One side, Arjuna is dragging him back. Please, please, I'll fight, I'll fight. And Bhishma is saying, okay, my Lord, come. I'm ready to die from your hand. So he took a vow. The next day, Krishna would have to take up weapons himself, or otherwise his friend Arjuna would die. Bhishma at once gave up his weapons and stood to be killed by Krishna, his beloved Lord. So nice words. Of course, there was no possibility of Arjuna's death because Lord Krishna was on the chariot. But because Bhishma wanted to see Lord Krishna take up some weapon to save his friend, Lord created this situation, making Arjuna's death imminent. He stood before Bhishma and saw him that his promise is fulfilled, and he has taken up the wheel. Just to satisfy Bhishma, see, I took up the weapon. May he, therefore, Eka Chakra came, that? The chakra he threw then, and it fell at a place called Eka Chakra. Then Nityananda Prabhu was born. That is connected to that pastime. That wheel was thrown by the Lord finally. He didn't use it on Bhishma, and it fell at a place in Bengal called Eka Chakra. May he, Lord Shri Krishna, the personality Godhead who awards salvation, be my ultimate destination. On the battlefield, he charged me as if angry because the wound dealt by my sharp arrows. His shield was scattered, his body was smeared with blood due to the wounds. He charged me as if angry. He's enjoying that. Krishna appeared to be partial to Arjuna and at enmity with Bhishma Deva. But actually, this is all special event to show special favor to Bhishma Deva, a great devotee to the Lord. The astounding feature of such dealing is that devotee can please the Lord by playing the part of the enemy. Factually, all this are bewildered the non-devotee. The wounds of Krishna's body are to bewilder the non-devotees. All spiritual body of the Lord cannot be wounded, and devotee cannot become an enemy of the Lord. Had it been so, Bhishma would not have desired to have the very same Lord as the ultimate destination of his life. Had Bhishma Deva been an enemy of the Lord, Lord Krishna could have annihilated him without even moving. So Krishna doesn't have to even take his chariot wheel and run. Without moving, Krishna could have burnt him to death in a second. There was no need for him to come before Bhishma with blood and wounds, but he did so because the warrior devotee wanted to see the Lord's transcendental body of the Lord decorated with the wounds created by a pure devotee. That is the way of exchanging transcendence, our relation with the Lord and the servitor. By such dealing, both the Lord and the devotee become glorified in their respective position. The Lord was so angry that Arjuna checked him when he was moving toward Bhishma Deva. But in spite of Arjuna's checking, he proceeded toward Bhishma Deva, as a lover goes to the lover without caring for hindrances. Apparently, determination was to kill Bhishma Deva, but factually it was to please him as a great devotee to the Lord. Lord is undoubtedly the deliverer of all conditioned souls. The impersonally desires salvation from him, he awards them according to their aspiration. But here, Bhishma Deva aspires to see the Lord in the personal feature. All pure devotees aspire for this. At the moment of my death, let my ultimate attraction be to Sri Krishna, the personality Godhead. I concentrate my mind upon the chariot driver of Arjuna, who stood before me, the whip in his right hand and a bridle of rope in his left. was always careful to give protection to Arjuna's chariot by all means. Those who saw him on the battlefield of Kurukshetra attained original forms after that. All got Sarupya Mukti. They all went to Vaikuntha and got liberated. So how fortunate everybody was there on the battlefield. So nothing unfortunate. So you can also see this and go get Sarupya Mukti. The concentration of the mystic is mechanical, whereas the pure devotee is natural and pure love. Hey, we could have connected this. No? Why you didn't do that? क्या मुश्किल है? A pure devotee, the Lord conscious the presence of the Lord within himself because of being translated by loving service. Such a pure devotee cannot forget the Lord for a moment. That is called trance. The concentration of mystic is mechanical, where the pure devotee. Just 1 minute now. I'm connecting this to also. Mechanical, where the pure devotee is natural and pure love and spontaneous affection. And in such pastime, a state like Pandava, the Bhishma, the constant eternal companion. So Bhishma Deva never forgot the beautiful feature of the Lord as Parthasarthi, which even Arjuna could not see. Arjuna was behind the beautiful Parthasarthi, but Bhishma Deva was just in front of the Lord. Bhishma Deva was more fortunate in that way. He could every day see beautiful feature of Krishna. He was only seeing the back, Arjuna. As far as the military feature of the Lord is concerned, Bhishma Deva observed this with a more relish than Arjuna. The material forms of the conditioned souls are all foreign dress, and when the conditioned soul becomes liberated from the clutch of material energy, he attains its original form. A spiritual form like the Lord's, either two-handed or the four-handed, is attained by the devotee of the Lord either in the Vaikunthas or in the Golaka planet according to the original nature of the soul. This form, which is 10% spiritual, is the Sarupa of the living entity, and all the living beings who have participated in the battlefield of Kurukshetra on the both sides attain the Sarupa as confirmed by Vishnu. Vishnu Mahajana is confirming they got liberated. Lord Shri Krishna was not only merciful to the Pandavas, he was merciful to all other parties because all of them attained the same result. Vishnu wanted the same facility also, and that is his prayer to the Lord. Although his position as say to the Lord is all assured in all circumstances. The conclusion is that whoever dies looking on the personality Godhead within or without attains the Sarupa, which is the highest perfection of life. Let my mind be fixed upon Lord Shri Krishna, whose motion the smiles of love attracted the dances of Brajadham and the gopis. The dancers imitated the characteristic movement of the Lord after disappearance of the rasa dance. He knows about this. There is no lover of the Lord as greater than the gopis. Ramya Kajit Upasana Vajavadhu Kalpita. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said there is no worship of the Lord as conceived by the gopis, the greatest lovers of the Lord. The relation of the Lord with Arjuna is undoubtedly praiseworthy for the devotees like Bhishma Deva. But the relation of the gopis of the Lord is still more praiseworthy because there is still more purified loving service. Bhishma's aspiration, remember the gopis will pray to have their mercy also at the last stage of his life. He's praying, please bless me, all the gopis. The equality is one of perfect ecstasy where the differentiation conception completely eradicated for the interest of the lover and both beloved become identical. It's natural. Small children also, when they come back from school, they imitate the activities of the teacher. When you're absorbed in somebody, you start imitating his activities. The gopis, when Krishna distributed the rasa dance, started imitating all Krishna leelas. Continue. At the Rasa sacrifice performed Maharaj Yudhishthira, they were the greatest assembly of the enlightenment of the world and the royal and learned orders. And in the great assembly, the Lord Krishna was worshipped by one and all as the most exalted personality of Godhead. This happened during my presence, and I remember the incident in order to keep my mind upon the Lord. Such performance required hundreds and millions of dollars, big Rasa sacrifices. It was not an easy job for a petty king. But such a sacrificial ceremony was too expensive and it was also too difficult to perform under present circumstances. Now impossible in the age of Kali. No one can secure the required expert priesthood also to take charge of the ceremony. So Kali Yuga is Harinama. With the change of social activity in the modern age, the importance of men has also changed in terms of occupational position. Everyone wanted to see the Lord Krishna and everyone wanted to pay his humble obeisances to the Lord. Bhishma remembered all this and was glad that his worshipful Lord's personality, Godhead, was present before him in actual formal presence. So at Rasya sacrifice, he saw that everybody was to Sri Krishna. It is indicated here in the shloka the Lord Shri Krishna was actually present before human society, especially in connection with the battle of Kurukshetra, was accepted as the greatest personality of the time, although he might not have been recognized supreme personality of Godhead. Now I can meditate with full concentration upon one Lord, Shri Krishna, now present before me, because now I have transcended the misconception of duality in regard to his presence in everyone's heart, even in the heart of mental speculators. He is in everyone's heart. The sun may be perceived differently, but the sun is one. He says, my Lord, maybe differently people perceive him, but the same Lord is present in everybody's heart. Okay. Suta Goswami, thus Bhishma merged himself in the super soul, Lord Shri Krishna, the supreme personality of Godhead, and within his mind, speech, sound, action, thus he became silent and his breathing stopped. Okay, just previous chapter, at least a red line. The worshipful object of Bhishma was Lord Shri Krishna as the Parthasarthi, and the gopis, and that of the gopis, same Krishna in Vrindavana as the most attractive Shyama Sundara. Okay. So Bhishma merged himself in the super soul Lord Shri Krishna personality, God with his mind, speech, and sight and action. Thus he became silent and his breathing stopped. So Prabhupada is saying that the highest stage of perfection, it is possible for everyone to attain the stage of practice or devotional service. Any one of them, Navavidha Bhakti, any one of them are equally competent to award the desired result, but they require to be practiced persistently under guidance of an expert devotee to the Lord. So, Shavadam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, these 9 Navavidha Bhakti we should practice. The unique situation of Bhishma Deva, time of death, can be attained even though Lord Krishna may not be personally present. The words of Bhagavad Gita or those of Srimad Bhagavad are identical with the Lord, the sound incarnations of the Lord. Every man or animal must die at a certain stage of life. One who dies like Bhishma Deva attains perfection. And one who dies forced with the laws of nature dies like an animal. That is the difference between man and an animal. The human form of life is specially meant for dying like Bhishma Deva. What a line. What clarity, freshness. Prabhupada is sitting in Vrindavan now. He doesn't have 1 rupee on his pocket, totally bankrupt. He's at this situation. So at this time, Prabhupada is in Vrindavan. Please take care of background sound. Please take care of background sound. Thank you. Okay. So Prabhupada is saying such a beautiful line. Human form of life is meant for specially for dying like Bhishma. All of us will die. But instead of being scared of death or hating death, accept that. You cannot avoid the reality. And say, plan to die like Bhishma instead of dying like an animal. So that's Prabhupada said, that is perfection of human life. Here is an example for all of us to die like Bhishma. His thought of the time of death has been explained. And we should have a thought like that, something beautiful. So don't die forced by the laws of nature and let nature die like an animal. That's the difference in man and animal. Even for fly, especially meant for dying like Vishnudeva. Most of the people don't know what's happening. And they have been dragged somewhere. When you suppose somebody dragging you to the unknown place, you get panic. But if you become a devotee, you don't die like an animal. You die at peace, knowing I'm not the body, I'm spirit, soul. And my destination, I want to go to Krishna's lotus feet. Wherever Krishna takes me, I'm under his protection. Knowing that Vishnu emerged into the unlimited eternity, supreme absolute, all present they became silent like birds at the end of the day. Any part of the machine, okay, the material energy of the Lord called Durga Dev, Shakti, the supreme prison house, take charge or disintegrated part and parcel. When the living being becomes conscious of the fact, it tries to go back home, back to Godhead, and thus attain the spiritual urge of the living. And thus the spiritual urge of the living being begins. In the spiritual planet, the Supreme Lord and Narayana predominates, and the healthy, unconditioned living being live there by rendering loving service to the Lord in capacity of servant, friend, parents, and fiancé. The love and affection which bind the Lord and the devotee are exhibited in the case of Bhishma Deva. Bhishma Deva never forgot the Lord in his transcendental feature as Parthasarthi, and the Lord was present personally before Bhishma Deva while he was passing to the transcendent world. That is the highest perfection of life. Should be the ideal and perfection. Thereafter, both men and demigods sounded drums of honor, and the honest royal order commenced demonstration of the honor and respect, and the sky fell showers of flowers. Prabhupada, as the Mahajana authority, he was on the level of Brahma, Narada, and Shiva, although he was a human being. Prabhupada saying Bhishma Deva respect both by the human being and by the demigods. Thus, Bhishma Deva was known all over the universe, and during his time, interplanetary travel effected by finer method like other than the futile endeavors of mechanical spacecraft. All the inhabitants of the upper planets are drop showers of flowers to show due respect to the departed great personality. The showering of flowers in heaven is a sign of recognition of the great demigod, and it should not be compared to the decoration of a dead body. The body of Bhishma Deva lost its material effect due to being surcharged with the spiritual reality. Prabhupada, there's nothing wrong worshipping Bhishma body, because this body serves the Lord. The body is also glorious. And thus his body was spiritualized as an iron become red hot when in contact with the fire. The body of the self-realized soul is not therefore accepted as the material. So ceremonies are observed for such spiritual bodies. Spatial ceremonies are observed for spiritual bodies. The respect and recognition of Bhishma Deva were never to be imitated by artificial means, as it has become a fashion to observe the so-called Jayanti ceremony for so-called every common man. The Prabhupada said this is unfortunate. Big samadhis are moved for normal people. Prabhupada said not. According to authorized Shastras, such Jayanti ceremony, the ordinary man, however exalted he may be materially, is an offense to the Lord, because Jayanti is reserved for the day when the Lord appears on earth. Vishnu Deva was unique in his activity, and his passing the kingdom of God is also unique. So Prabhupada has commented on so many things actually. So many Jayantis are there, which is not correct. Or descendant of Bhrigu Shanak, after performing funeral rituals of the dead body of Bhishma Deva, Maharaj Yudhishthira momentarily overtaken with grief. He died very happily by seeing Maharaj Yudhishthira to the throne, otherwise he would have long quitted his metal body instead of suffering agony over the undue suffering of the Pandava. Bhishma Deva lived long just to see Yudhishthira Maharaj on the throne. As the devotee of the Lord, he knew the Lord devotee cannot be vanquished at any time. He knew that. It a great boon to Bhishma. They were equally great son of the family, undertook the great rights of a great man. Very happy, great person, has become the ruler of the world. All the great sages and glorified Lord Krishna was present there by confidential Vedic hymn. All of them returned to their respective hermitages, bearing always Lord Krishna within their hearts. So we also, from the instance, try to bear Krishna in the heart. Okay, Bhishma Stuti. Om Tat Sat. We finished. Srila Prabhupada ki. Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Any questions?
Yes,
Nice to
Prabhuji.
hear Bhishma's.
One quick question on Bhishma. I have heard that Bhishma has chanted Vishnu Sahasranama and he left the body after 51 days, Uttarayana.
Yes.
Where does that appear here?
That comes in Mahabharata, the same instant.
Okay.
Bhagavatam doesn't record that. Yeah.
Prabhuji,
Nama is very fortunate. If you can chant, it is good. If you can remember 1,000 names of Vishnu, not easy. But some people do have memory of that. If you are doing that, please continue. Don't stop. I just saying chodna nahi jodna. What you are doing, continue. Just add Hare Krishna mantra. That's all.
Sure. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, I too have one question. I knew about one story also about Draupadi and Shri Krishna taking Draupadi to the camp of Bhishma and secure a boon of Saubhagya.
I don't know. See, we have to check up from the Mahabharata actually by Veda Vyasa, because on TV what comes, we don't know what comes there, which is true, which is not true. Can't believe anything. They change anything because they are, I told you, Sas Bahu serial people only. For them, they cannot enter into the pleasure or service. They can't even explain that. Arjuna's special position as a pleasure, giving pleasure to Krishna, not even known. Anna, not known. It's beyond their capacity. Actually, they should not be allowed to make serials on this. These are all very divine topics. People are full because they create more confusion than any good. Anna?
Actually, not from the serial.
Not that they cannot do anything. Not that do something, but they create more work for us. That's all. They create more work. Like this question, I have to study somewhere. They create work for me.
I have heard. I probably read it somewhere that, or maybe in some Bhagavad or somewhere, that the sandals of Draupadi he carried to the camp so that they don't make noise and Bhishma couldn't recognize who she was, like that. Maybe.
Anyway, that's separate issue. Now that's not the focus here. The focus here is Bhishma and Krishna.
Mhm.
Okay. Some other day we can discuss that. Then I'll have to search in Mahabharata what you're telling. I'll have to search. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, what is that Tamala tree?
Oh, Tamala tree is a tree, bluish in color, that only is in Vrindavan, not seen mainly in Vrindavan. The tree. In fact, when Aristasura, big bull, came, the gopis are so attached to Krishna, they embrace the tree for protection because the color looks like Krishna's color. They ran to the tree and embraced for protection. That is a special feature. They were so attached to Krishna.
That means
Good morning, sir.
meaning of Krishna is attraction, Prabhuji.
No, Tamala tree, the color is like Krishna. Krishna's
Okay.
bluish color,
And
that tree has a bluish color like Krishna. It reminds of Krishna's color.
Prabhu, we can see
what is the meaning of Krishna, Prabhuji?
Ah,
Krishna?
Krishna means Akarshiti Krishna. Akarshan. It derived from the word.
Attract.
Many meaning. Many meaning.
Yes,
Many
yes.
meaning. Simple
Sir,
word. Akarshiti Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu.
we see the terminal tree.
Thank you.
Sir,
Ah,
Hare Krishna, Bhishmadeva called himself.
what is that?
Bhishmadeva calls himself as Bhishmadeva
Ah,
calls himself as Atatai.
as
Why does he call himself as Atatai? Atatai.
Atataima. Ah,
Atatai. In text 38, calls himself as Atatai. Why does he call himself as Atatai?
generally Atatai is like. Generally, Atatai is referred to the different kind of people who attack. Correct? There are 6 kind of people who can attack you. Atataina. And I will have to study that. But generally, Atatai means just like we say, the beast, when somebody attacks you, you can take a revenge. So maybe because he attacked Krishna. You are taking from Bhagavatam this word, where you found the word?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, it is from the first chapter Bhagavad Gita.
In text 38.
Chapter Bhagavad Gita, Atatai is explained by the
No, hello. No. Hare Krishna Babuji. This is there in the Bhishma Stuti only. Text 38.
Oh, very nice.
Bhishma Stuti is text 38.
Thank you very much. I am so happy somebody is reading so carefully.
Shitavi Shiti Hato Vishina Damshaha Sharada Paripurita Atatayano me.
Text which one? 38, huh? Very nice. I am very
38.
grateful, sir. Somebody is hearing so carefully.
38.
38. You know Bhishma Stuti, all the verses? Some people have crammed Bhishma Stuti, Kunti Stuti, they cram the whole thing.
Babuji, I recite every day in the morning.
Which Bhishma Stuti?
Yes.
Oh, you made it Kantastha?
Bhishma Stuti, yes.
Oh, then we can hear from you, no? We
Yes,
can.
Babuji. Every day, morning and evening. Morning I recite.
Oh, very nice.
sir, I have a doubt.
From which verse you start Bhishma Stuti? Or this one?
38.
No, this is 32nd. From 32nd, I think you start.
I start from Itimati Repa Kalpit.
Let me go to that. Okay, we will hear Bhishma Stuti from you now.
I start from 32, yeah.
38. Ha. Shita Vishikaha to Vishina Damshaha.
In 38,
Paripluta Adataino me. The great aggressor. Yes, it's true, no? He Paripluta smeared the blood. Adataina, another great aggressor. Me, mine. Parishuddha in angry mood.
Sir, I have a doubt, sir. Can I ask?
Wait. Let us understand this word Atataina. Do you have this translation, Prabhuji, of the Bhagavatam? Prabhupada explains in great detail in the purport.
Yes, Prabhuji, that is in Kannada. It is in Kannada I have got.
Or you got a Kannada, whole Bhagavatam, our ISKCON Bhagavatam, or you have another edition?
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. And you chose to remember that? How did you? You like Bhishma Stuti very much?
This is one.
Oh, very nice, very nice. So anyway,
Bhishma
that
Stuti I
aggressor,
recite every day in the morning.
yeah.
Prabhuji.
See, apparently Krishna and Bhishma became an aggressor to each other because of the the relationship of Shaurya. They enjoy fighting with each other. Bhishma gives pleasure to Krishna by fighting.
Oh.
So therefore they become Atatayina, aggressor against. Okay,
Because he
externally,
faced Lord Krishna.
no, externally to the world, he is giving, they are both acting like enemies, aggressors. But internally, Krishna is enjoying his fighting skill. And he's enjoying. Okay, that is special feature. Okay, so I'd like to chant the Bhishma Stuti. From which verse do you chant? Which verse do you chant from? 32nd?
From 32, Prabhuji.
Yeah, you chant. We can hear today. Good.
Second, yeah.
You start.
Iti Kalpita Vitrashna. Yeah. Yes. Vishnuvacha. Iti Kalpita Vitrashna. Bhagavati Satvata Pungave Vibhumni. Sukamupagate Kvachit Vihartum. Prakati Mupeyushi Yadbhava Pravaha. Kamanam Tama Ravikra Gauravarambaram Dadhane. वपुरलककुलावृताननाब्जं विचेतयेतिरस्तु मे नवध्या विधितुरगरजो विपुप्रविश्वक् कचोलिलितटमभाड्यलङ्कृतास्यै मम निशितशरणे विविध्यमान पतिविलसस्तवते आत्मा वचो निश्चमद्यपरयोर्बलयोरतं निवेश्य हितवती परसैनिकायुरक्ष्ण्या कृतवती पार्थसखेरते ममास्तु व्यवहितप्रतानामुखं निरीक्ष्य स्वजनवदना विमुखस्य दोषबद्धा कुमति महरदात्मविद्यया यश्चरणरतिः परमस्य तस्य मे अस्तु स्वनिगममपहाय मत्प्रतिज्ञां प्रथमधिकृतमप्लुतो रथस्थः धृतरथचरणयोऽभ्ययाचलद्गुः हरिवहन्तु विभं गतोत्तरीयः शीतवृश्चिकिहतो विषेणदंसः छन्द्रपरिप्लुत आततायिनो मे रसभमभिससारमध्वदार्तं स भवतु मे भगवान् गतिर्मुकुन्दः विजयरथकुटुम्बात्ततोत्रे धृतः यरश्मिनी तच्छिये क्षणीये भगवती रतिरस्तु मे मुमूषोः यम्यः निरीक्ष्य हतागता स्वरूपम् ललितगतिविलासवल्गुहास प्रणयनिरीक्षणकल्पितोरुमानाः कृतमनकतवत्य उन्मदान्दाः प्रकृतिमगन् किल यस्य गोपवद्भः मुनिगणनृपवर्य सङ्कुलेतः तदसि युधिष्ठिरराजसूय येषाम् अर्हणमुपपेद ईक्षणी मम दृशि गोचर एष आविरात्मा तमिममहमजं शरीरभाजां हृदि हृदि दिष्टितमात्मकल्पितानां प्रतिदशमिव न एकधार्कं समधिगतोऽस्मि विधूतभेदमोहः श्री सम्पूर्णम्.
So nice. Hari Bol. Everybody, congratulations.
Hari Bol.
Very nice. Hari, thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. So nice to hear now. Correct?
Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
We are feeling so fortunate to hear Bhishma Stuti today. Thank you, sir.
Yes,
Very much. We are also feeling you should become more serious now. Remember some Stuti. Yes. Thank you. So Bhagavatam is so beautiful, just full of different prayers. Kunti Stuti was there, Bhishma Stuti is there. One by one, we'll have so many wonderful features. Is Prabhupada Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said,
Right.
Amala Purana, topmost Purana this is, just full of pure glorification.
Yeah,
of Lord.
Gopi Gita.
Yes, sir.
Prabhuji, just want to see the picture of.
Gita also is there.
Just want to see the picture of Sri Krishna running the chariot.
Oh, we saw that. Okay, again, you want to meditate on that today?
Yes, yes, sir.
That there in the presentation also it was.
Prabhuji, can we get the presentations?
Yeah, no
I
problem.
think we missed the class. Yesterday I missed the class.
No, all the classes are being recorded and it's going. No, it's going on the. I'm putting it on the.
Where can we get it from the
I'm
our
putting on the
website?
YouTube. No, YouTube. I started sharing now already. Yesterday I started working on it. I'll put it up.
Okay.
See what happens. You have to convert this all to PDF. Therefore, it takes some time. Now, he will do now. He is working. Bro, oh, where it is gone, where it is gone, where it is gone. Yeah, no, not this one. Here. Okay, this one you wanted to see?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Do you also want to die remembering this form?
Very good. Thank you, Swami.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. What is Sarupya Mukti Prabhu?
Sarupya means you get a form like the Lord. Sarupya, Samipya, Salokya, Sashti. These are 4 muktis which devotees get. And the non-devotees, those who are Advaitvadi, they Sayuja Mukti, which devotees don't want. Sayuja means to become part in Brahma Jyoti. I am that, but then they don't miss the opportunity for service to the Lord.
Can you repeat those 4?
Sarupya means a form like the Lord in the spiritual world. Sarupya means form. Sarupya means like the Lord. And they continue the service in the spiritual world.
Sir, can I ask my doubt?
Yeah.
Sir, my name is Reshmi. I'm calling from Bangalore. Sir, the doubt is that I happened to watch Mahabharata on Hotstar, which actually fascinates.
Hey Ram, that is so horrible, huh?
Sir, because of the lockdown, I was free and I downloaded the entire Mahabharata and I watched it. So I was very, very busy in my life. Didn't have time for any prayer or bhakti or anything of that sort. I light a lamp in the evening, and I think that I don't. Still yesterday, before I listened to your Bhagavad Gita class, where you have mentioned that you have to think of God as in a form, not as a light. So I was thinking of God as a light, and I was just lighting a lamp in the evening, and I'll pray. That is how I was doing. So, but after watching Mahabharata, I was fascinated seeing how Krishna helps his devotees, and I wanted to understand Bhagavad Gita, and I started reading Bhagavad Gita. So, my doubt is that in that series which I saw. Here, when you mentioned, I have listened to your class yesterday and today about Bhishma Stuti, where I feel that there is a very loving relationship between Sri Krishna and Bhishma, and they are trying to engage in, even though they are fighting on the opposite side, they are enjoying that. That is what you were telling me, that he was enjoying his devotee. But in that Mahabharata, here, where it shows a different scene where Lord is accusing Bhishma of not taking any decisions.
Please. Therefore, we just forget that what you saw in that series. These are all very low-class people trying to portray very pure subject matter. They cannot. See, I told you again and again. There are people only know how to make Saj Bahu serials. They cannot be able to present this Parodharma. Paro means a transcendental platform. Apparently, from a physical platform, if you see Bhishma and Krishna looking at like what Sir said, Atataini. Correct? But if it's a spiritual platform, you're saying that is much, so they cannot access that. To access the spiritual platform, you have to be on a spiritual life, pure life, And to understand that, you may read, but you have to have very pure life to be able to understand that. So those passages which are there in the Shastra, even they were reading that to make their serial, they cannot understand that. You understand?
So in that it is told that Lord is angry with Bhishma for not taking appropriate decisions. He was not taking any decisions. He was just following instructions, which led to the war. Is what is explained in that. But it does not seem like that. It seems like it was all arrangement of God.
Yeah, no. So just ignore that. I
Okay, sir.
request you, if you know the whole Bhagavata is there. Now
Yes,
you
sir.
saw the taste of Bhagavatam. I only got a taste. See, Mr. Dwarkanath is so much enjoying the taste, he crammed the verses itself. Hai na?
Yes, sir.
So
So
you
if I
can
have
put.
not listened to your class, I would have been considering Bhishma as the
Ah,
biggest crime.
no. That,
He has committed a big crime, and
no.
that is why the war happened. That was what is my understanding from watching that
So
serial.
what happens? No, see,
Yeah.
the deeper meaning cannot be known to the in the materialistic people. The deeper meaning is there, very deep meaning. Why
Yeah.
Krishna is doing, there is a very deep meaning, and it does only out of love of devotees. He
Yes,
works.
sir.
Very
Thank you
okay.
very much, sir, for giving this understanding.
Yeah, it's always good, Mataji. It's always good to read from the Shastra originally and
Yes,
from
sir.
devotees. You see, when you're hearing, we are just reading the purport, and because
Yeah.
I was just doing summary, otherwise,
Yeah.
one shloka takes 1 hour of Bhagavatam.
Uh,
Bhishma
uh,
Stuti, one shloka to understand. You saw how much points Prabhupada said in the purport. To read all
yes, sir.
that, to understand, will take 1 hour. That's what you do every day, actually.
Yes.
But today, for some time, I want to give taste to you about Bhagavatam. When the taste develop, I'll go shloka by shloka only. That's a beautiful study.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, so it's good to find time and read original the Shastra. See what you can do. You type on the net Veda base.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Veda. See, you can see me now typing Veda base. All the books are
Yes, sir.
here now. All the books are
Yes,
there.
sir.
You select a book and you read. It's free. All books free. You can read online. All the books are available. You can sit and aram se enjoy. Read. We were reading Bhagavatam. Go to
Yes,
Bhagavatam.
sir.
And in the Bhagavatam, we are in the first khanda. Collect the first khanda. In the first
First
khanda,
book.
this is the 9th chapter,
Yes, sir.
Washing. And then you can read word a word. See, I just read this, but you can go
Yes, sir.
inside and you can read the explanation, which are so beautiful. I just made some notes from the explanation. Even that I could not read because of I wanted to finish in a summary.
Yes, sir.
But otherwise, the reading of Bhagavatam is very deep. It's Amala Puran. Nigama kalpataror galitam phalam shukamukad amritadavya samvitam pibata bhag rasmalayam aho muhu rasika bhuvi bhavukaha. It is said in the third verse of the first khanda, first chapter of Bhagavatam, the, please drink Bhagavata rasa. So you're trying to drink the rasa of Bhagavatam.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, and Bhagavata rasa is pure love of Krishna. Okay? Hare Krishna.
Sir, yesterday you were mentioning about 6 gunas, like who bhakta will have. A bhakta will have. Sir, which guna? Which in 4, 5, 6? Which one do I fall into? Can you give me just some understanding about that? We were learning
Oh,
yesterday Bhakti
yesterday
Yoga.
was 1,
Yes,
2,
sir.
3. No,
Yes.
come to 1, 2, 3. Forget 4, 5, 6.
Sir, I may be in that 4, 5, 6 because I have just
No.
started understanding.
Sadhana. Start chanting. Start
Okay,
chanting. You
sir.
immediately jump to number 3.
Okay, sir. I will do that.
Okay, start chanting. And it doesn't cost you anything. There is no loss, no. See,
Yes, sir.
take this much from this chapter at least as external. Bhishma, no doubt, was a great, powerful person. Even a
Yes, sir.
person of his stature is so humbly praying to the Lord. Who am I? I'm nothing. Let me also offer some prayers. We should get encouraged. A personality as powerful, great as Bhishma is offering prayers to the Lord. Who am I? I'm an ordinary person. Let me also offer prayers to the Lord. We can
Yes,
take
sir.
encouragement. And he can be our role model. He's offering prayers is so much hard. Why can't I offer prayer? But we are not in a position to offer prayer. Therefore, we can do like what Dwarkanath, they cram the prayers of Bhishma. Because you don't know how to offer, your prayers are wrong. You offer
Yeah.
something usually wrong Siddhanta. But Bhishma
Yes, yes.
prayer Siddhanta is perfect. And one of the most sweet thing is seeking blessings of gopis also in that. Please bless, which are actually the topmost devotees of the Lord. Gopi Bhartu Padkamalayor, Dasa Dasa Anu Dasa. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said we should aspire to be servant of the servant of the servant of the gopis. were so dear to the Lord.
Sir, I had read in some book that Bhishma is a reincarnation of one of the Sapta Rishis.
Yes, one of the
Last-
One of the
last-
Vasus.
One of the Ashtavasus. Ashtavasus. One of the Ashtavasus.
Vasus. Not Sapta Rishis, one of the Ashtavasus.
Okay, sir.
They're all great. Mahabharata, there was nobody ordinary. When Krishna comes, no fool can be around him. All top people, only Krishna talks.
Yes, sir.
All top people are there.
Yeah.
All the, Dharmaraja's son, all Pandavas are also not ordinary. But Pandavas are dual element. One element of that is that they were born, like Arjuna, born of Indra, but also there was spiritual element in from the spiritual world. Because Arjuna showed devotion that Indra cannot show. He was much ahead of Indra. So there was a spiritual element also in his body from the spiritual world, apart from just being a son of Indra.
Thank you, sir.
And Bhima is Hanuman. Abba. What team was there? High power team, correct?
Prabhuji, according to Google, the Atatai says gangster.
Huh?
Atatai meaning says gangster.
Aggressor. Aggressor is better word. Aggressor is better.
Okay, Google has the meaning.
Great warrior also people say Atatai, warriors.
Yeah, Atatai, in Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada explained the word Atatai as an aggressor. And when you kill an aggressor, there is no offense. Just like somebody comes and burns your house. So in that sense, sir, you can say correct, is a gangster. But aggressor is a better word here. Because we don't want to put Bhishma and the gangster, it's the aggressor. Correct. He is not Gunda.
It is his greatness, he calls himself as an Atatai.
Huh?
It is his greatness that Bhishmadev calls himself as an Atatai. Although he was a great devotee, he calls himself as an Atatai.
That is his humility. He is asking my
humility,
Lord.
Yes.
Forgive me, my Lord,
Yes.
forgive. I throw so many arrows at you. Still you come to me. At the point of my death, still you come. You did not take any offense. Still you come to help me. At the point of death, you come in front of me. And Krishna took Narayana form actually at that time. That is mentioned in the Bhagavatam. Because he said, no, 4-arm form, let me meditate upon you. So Krishna took Narayana form. So that, because Bhishma relation to Krishna is the Narayana form. Okay. Thank you, everybody. We will continue tomorrow.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Bhagavad ki
Jai.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dwarkanath.